What's up? Uh, I guess my intentions are to reclaim the space as like a healthier space and a space where I can be myself and say my piece and say what I think. And it always has been. And we're lucky we live in an age where we get to do this. And there, I assume that there should be some regulations. I don't know. I'm just compelled. I like to live stream. I like talking to people. Um, I like, but like I still, need a degree uh, of of kindness. At least, it can't, you can't. That's my theory, uh, based on the suit that I've filed. Um, and I'm uncertain. I'm thinking about, like, what is it wrong to talk about the suit? Uh, uh, is it wrong to talk about an ongoing case if you're the plaintiff? I mean, what are some reasons that it would be? I think like if I was lying, then it would be bad. If I was, or if I didn't have like a clear angle, um, then it might become more obvious, I guess, the more I talked. But I want to promote transparency, and I believe in transparency in this process. I believe that this should be transparent, and the judge should see what's happened and what has continued to happen. 100%. I actually, I told the defendant, um, I told him I was going to do this many times, and had he stopped it, within, like, the cup took 2 years ago. I mean, I might not be here, but it really never stopped. There was like varying. There were different. There was the extortion, essentially, when he said that I could never speak his name, even though he campaigned against me based on his not liking me, or something. Or he claims that I permitted him to harass and abuse me. But so when I said that, I believe, so that was February 28th, I suppose, of 2021. I believe that around the day that I said something, it might have been the day, I saw a tweet on one of Mr. Thompson's. I don't even know why. I don't know. I guess I was following it. I don't even actually know why I saw it, because I'm not a fan of Mr. Thompson. He scares me. Uh, he he's kind of always, he's gotten worse. He was telling a man by the name of Justin Lewis Ray, I believe, that no matter what he did, if so, he was making channels about Justin that were intending to degrade his character. And he said, I'll make as many channels as, like, every time he gets taken down, I'm gonna put one up again. And it was scary. It was scary. It was like somebody threatening your life, basically. That's what it felt like. And as a matter of fact, with my experience, is that, like, we're here at a point where I actually have to file a lawsuit against a person that only knows me from the internet, who has literally never met me in person. He has spoken to me, never in good faith. He's lied about me so many times, and his just he has a couple of potential arguments, and I'll tell them. One is that I harassed Sia, the singer Sia, so that gives him the right to harass me for months and months and months and months and years, because I made a claim about an interaction I had with Sia that was really awful. And in 2021, it was a Me Too world, and I felt that I wish I should be allowed to tell that story, because I believe in a standard. I believe in a better standard of kindness, and or I believe that she abused, like, there was an abusive moment. She didn't harass me or continue to harass me, but she did in one, she did do. There was a couple things I didn't agree with, and there was about a month period where I was speaking about Sia, and there are allegations that Sia is involved in other things that I don't want to rehash for the court. But if the court wants, we can definitely discuss exactly what that is. But these ideas were not invented by me. They were pre-existing, and they still do exist. And Mr. Thompson, and I was in a state where I actually believed in a lot of what I was saying. And Mr. Thompson, I don't know. Mr. Thompson assumes that, I guess, I am finding it hard to make any type of argument about how me talking about Sia or making allegations about Sia, the singer, has anything to do with Mr. Thompson, and that therefore I don't think that it can actually be justified. I think that would be struck down immediately. That there's no actual basis for what Mr. Thompson did because of anything having to do with me saying anything about Sia. Then the other claim is that Mr. Thompson claims that I invited. I said, "Come on, do your worst." I said those words on my live stream on my channel. I said, "Bring on the comments, do your worst." At this time, I will actually preempt any type of explanation and say, that's not an explanation. That doesn't excuse harassment. It just doesn't. You cannot invite somebody to torment you. And then, that's never going to be a justification. You're not allowed to torment people. I really would love to see any type of case law that backs Mr. Thompson's claims, that because I said those words, that he was then entitled to the harassment that he engaged in. So those are the two main arguments. I would ask that the court tell Mr. Thompson that those are not coherent arguments. And he, actually, I'm actually hurting my own case because Mr. Thompson hasn't even written his answer. So if he had said those, then I could have objected to them. But I'm just going to object to them right at the gate for the sake of expedience. I really do want to get this over with and really get the truth out, because there is a truth here, and then there's also stories that are and tactics of harassment. I have been live streaming on my channel. The one that I was harassed on probably the most was Positive Momentum. It is now titled Good Work with an exclamation point on YouTube. I also have a channel called Todd Michael Schultz. It's my music channel. Maybe it's called Todd Michael. I'm not sure. I have to double check. It's my main channel that I consider mainly for my music. However, I don't really have I tend to blur the lines, so I can play music on either channel, and I can also talk on the channel. That's just that's been consistent with me for years and years and years, even when nobody has been watching. And it's not like I just uh, it's something I like to do, and I guess I guess the court has to consider what are the dynamics at play. What is this? What are the facts of a live stream and a chat? What's the chat? What's the live stream? Personally, I make the argument that the live stream is my house. It is my space. Is my space that isn't it's intended to be my space. It's intended to be moderated for harassment. It's intended to not the terms of service for YouTube do not allow for harassment or a lot of the activities. I will cite the terms of service that I'm referring to in documents filed. Um, I would argue that my live stream is my house, and to some degree, it is the space that I'm renting that I'm entitled to, and and if you are on it, if you're in the live chat and you are uh, if you are if I say you're harassing me, like, please stop. If I ask you to stop and you continue, you're then harassing it, and then, in my opinion, you're at that point in violation of the civil code. I would also, I would ask that the court consider, with all the evidence once it's filed, that they consider the duration, the duration of the ongoing harassment. I would ask that they consider the duress that I clearly exhibit in a lot of the videos. When in those videos, what you can't see from Mr. Thompson's clips are that Um, there's a live chat, which is a space, right, where people, they type messages, and I can read them and engage. Um, and Mr. Thompson, I am alleging Mr. Thompson conspired with others, or conspired with himself, in the sense that he created aliases, so he had multiple usernames. I'm almost positive that I've seen him have conversations with himself. I'm nearly positive that he has been on my chat in two different names, having a conversation with himself at my expense. Um, and then there's also Mr. Thompson's following. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll resume this in a second. All right, continuing from where I was at. So I've established my theory, that, and I will refer to case law where it's possible. I have more case law research to do. I'm not sure how many times that the live stream and YouTube chats has been adjudicated. It doesn't seem like enough, because there's a problem with the live stream live chat. Now, it's a great function. It makes it possible for me to play music for people, like, even just from home, and always be able to. It gives me that potential. Uh, I have met friends that I'm still friends with today from the live chats. I have I've engaged in communities. I've discussed theories, and there's been clashes with other personalities. They typically, uh, where Mr. Thompson's the only one, uh, where that I know of towards me that continued for months and months against my will and using sneaky and manipulative tactics to in order to inflict emotional distress on me. I believe firmly that Mr. Thompson is engaging in a dangerous form of psychological warfare with me. And that it's very possible that he has read about uh, uh, it's possible that he's read about tactics of how to bully, how to manipulate people, how to weaken people. I would be interested to see if he has read anything on that type of thing. There was there was a term that Mr. Thompson actually, I had a friend, Mr. Jeff Ragsdale, and Mr. Thompson and him began like actually, Jeff began giving Mr. Thompson information from what I could gather, and that was when I was like living at a hotel after I had been arrested because I had become so dysregulated and so out of control that my boyfriend was scared. Um, and I believe, and I said this before, I believe that the first day that I got there, I believe he took it down, but he could have deleted it, or he could have just privated it. I believe that there was a video posted that day. I with like a funeral procession, images of a funeral procession that I remember, um, I'm not sure whether the video was entitled "Hotel Motel," probably "Motel" or "Homeless." Uh, but there were definitely videos entitled, or no, comments made like "Homelessness imminent," homelessness. Now, I would ask that the court ask Mr. Thompson. I will definitely ask him in a deposition, why 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 did he write that comment, "Homelessness imminent"? Why? Be you know, so what kind of answers could he have? He could say, "Because I was observing," he could say, "I was observing the videos," and, he could say, "I wasn't harassing Todd, I was just watching his videos, and he was completely acting insane, and I thought he was gonna be homeless." And so then I typed in, uh, homelessness imminent in all capital letters. There could have been exclamation points in this comment. I have the screenshot, but I don't have it on right in front of me. Um, I would ask Mr. Thompson, did you take did you take joy? Did you in that in the idea of Mr. Schultz being homeless? Then I would ask, did you ever um, did you ever intentionally inflict emotional distress on Mr. Schultz at any point? Uh, and then I would wait for his answer. And so let's say he says no. Okay. Okay. No. Okay. So then, what is the purpose of the Hollywood Laughingstock channel? Uh, I guess you say to document Mr. Schultz's criminal behavior. Actually, I would ask that the court not allow Mr. Thompson to state his reasoning regarding why he made the Hollywood Laughingstock channel. And the reason I ask that is because he actually has a in the description section below each video. He says that I'll read it. I'll read the exact text, but it's something along the line. Let's read the exact. It's like, okay, disclaimer. Uh, I am I am not the person in this video. These videos are being mirrored for documentary purposes to provide evidence of Todd Schultz's criminal behavior and general outrageousness online. I would ask what criminal behavior is he referring to? All the videos, songs, images, graphics used in the video belong to their respective owners, and neither I or this channel claimed any right over them. You do claim fair use. Uh, Under Section 107, right, of the allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. So what is criticism? I think we need to ask that. I think we need to ask, what does that mean? What is it meant? What is criticism? Like, what is the legal definition of criticism? Okay. The legal definition of criticism is a statement that expresses disapproval of someone or something on the basis of perceived faults or mistakes. It can also be a strong expression of disapproval, which includes expressions like disapproval, dislike, or disdain. So it can be all of those. It can also include an act of criticizing, which is basically just expressing disapproval or someone or something. So criticism can cover both speech and actions. Okay, so he's allowed to make a Hollywood Laughingstock channel. It sounds somewhat like that. He's allowed to. Okay, so it sounds like there's an argument to be made. Mr. Thompson does have disdain for Mr. Schultz. Let's see, but is that so? Does that okay? So criticism, comment, right, which is similar to criticism. News reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. With news reporting, I mean, you would have to at least corroborate somehow that this was, in fact, what you perceive to be news. Like, I mean, you would have to at least declare, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, so now we have that's the current caption. Now this caption, at the beginning of the channel, at the beginning of the channel, I remember the first times people brought it up to me, they thought it was my channel. A lot. The property manager, Peter Fay, actually threatened my boyfriend, and he claimed that I was telling the front desk to watch my YouTube channel. And then he linked to the Hollywood Laughingstock channel. Now, the Hollywood Laughingstock channel is not my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Thompson's YouTube channel. And I was telling the front desk that I was being stalked and harassed and doxxed, and that Mr. Thompson was potentially contacting the front desk, was potentially contacting the building about me. He's also possible, and it seems like this happened, that Mr. Thompson may have called the West Hollywood police to have a wellness check done on me. I believe he expressed that at least sometimes in the chat. Now, if Mr. Thompson believed that I was, if I needed a wellness check, then it stands to reason that he knew I was vulnerable or in suffering, in pain, that I was suffering, and I was, in a sense, suffering because of this channel, because of the potential for, it's sort of impersonation. At the beginning, it was a bit like impersonation, although That's going to be, people are going to have to say it. But people did tell me they thought I made the Hollywood Laughing Stock channel and that it was mine, which is concerning, very concerning, because not because of the content of the videos, mind you. Now, I don't believe that I engage in criminal behavior in these videos. Uh, I and in fact, Mr. Thompson is gonna have to, if Mr. Thompson can't uh, 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 prove that I'm a criminal, then then that's definitely defamation. Um, uh, okay, so my criminal behavior. So like so he puts that in the disclaimer. Where's the criminal behavior in this video? Let's listen to it. Okay. So clearly, Mr. Thompson believes that. Let's see how. So we are the height of the abuse that will be documented for the court was August. Probably the height was August of 2021. Uh, that's when I began to suffer extreme consequences from the constant antagonism. Now, I would ask that the court review this video, that the judge watch this video, watch my mannerisms, and and then I would ask that the court think about what it's like for somebody like myself, who has ADHD. I'm a neurodivergent person. This is known to Mr. Thompson. I mean, it's obvious, anyways. Like, it's not something that I can hide very well. But like, uh, uh, when it goes on, like, when it never stops, when the trauma was really bad. When I got through, when I I was 2022, the first 6 months, Mr. Thompson, or I don't even know if it was 6 months actually, but for a bit he had taken the videos down. I had just sort of like, the consequences were grave to me, because I believed that that I was to blame for everything that had happened, and I believed that I was actually. I mean, I believed that there was no way I was ever going to be able to express what happened. Anyway, uh, I like that that I was stuck or that I was trapped. And so that I tried many different mental tactics to live with it, and to also, you know, thrive with it. You know, to be like happy in spite of it. You know, to sort of like carry on. I learned I've learned the value of mean words, and whoever says, you know, no, well, words do hurt. I would ask the court, look into, and I'll file this too, look into the science of bullying, and look into the science of harassment and insults, and I believe that there is a physical and a physiological issue with repeatedly insulting somebody, uh, and when I don't have like, you know, I don't, they can, there's nothing I can do really to get away from it. I could make, I can't, I would have to hide, basically make an alias, which I don't ever do. I don't typically make aliases. I have a positive momentum and / good work. It was a channel with a title. I didn't take on an alias. Well, some people did call me Posmo. But I never pretended not that I was not Todd Schultz, that I was not, you know, I never, you know, I never committed fraud, you know. I never pretended to be somebody that I wasn't in order to solicit some sort of uh, behavior. And I think the hardest part of this trial, and this, or this might not even be a trial. This can be expedited. This can be settled, you know, in court mediation. You know, but I realized the damage done to my image and my spirits and my emotional well-being, and my the amount of times that Mr. Thompson has insinuated that I'm a sort of meth addict, or that I'm some craven junkie. And the thing is that Mr. Thompson does is he understands that the titles of the videos actually have more of an impact than the content of the videos. And so it doesn't matter what I do or say. He just wants to make as many video clips so that he can, in his own words, you know, make everyone that Googles me revile me. That was his intention. I don't recall him adding to that he was trying to save people from bullying, but like the thing is, Your Honor, I don't bully. I don't go onto other people's chats and bully. I don't reciprocate with Mr. Thompson. I don't reciprocate. I have my feelings. I express them, and then I usually move on. But I never target somebody. Now, the Hollywood Laughingstock channel, like we said, there may be an argument for its legality, but there also may be an argument for its not being legal, because it was used as a weapon in order to destroy me emotionally. But I believe Mr. Thompson is almost acutely aware of my mental illness or my mental syndrome, or on some level he's acutely aware that I have an issue, a mental issue. That's sort of like, you know, I go to psychiatrists, and it's been ADHD has been the diagnosis that I trust the most, and that I believe fits with my past, my history. And Mr. Thompson doesn't really have any say in that. He can have an opinion that he can say I'm lying, I suppose, but I wonder if him calling a doctor to tell the doctor I'm abusing the medication in order to potentially interfere with my treatment, I'm not sure if that's legal. It sounds outside the bounds. It also, I would ask Mr. Thompson what exactly, what on what grounds is he calling my doctor to? Is it out of concern? Is it out of concern? Are you trying to help me? Okay. Okay. And if you are trying to help me, how are you helping me? By well, I mean, the only argument I can think of that isn't a sufficient argument, I think, to justify the abuse is actually nothing. There is no actually the channel is illegal, and I'll explain why. It's defamatory. It's a defamatory vehicle. It's a vehicle specifically meant for defamation of character, to annihilate character. But on top of that, it's also a psychological weapon that Mr. Thompson has employed on other people with other channels. As I've said before, there's the parking lot creeper, where he has an image of, I believe that's Justin Lewis Ray, and then there's a bunch of videos of Justin Lewis Ray. And let's see, I want to go back over this a little. Homeless Saga. So Mr. Thompson is interested in men who are experiencing housing issues, and he's is that the purpose of this? If I were a potential employer for Mr. Ray and I looked at this, I probably would be freaked out. The tone and tenor of these channels, they make me quite sad to even have to look over. It's hard. It's hard. I don't know if I want to say any of this out loud. It's just what it looks like is it looks like someone who's troubled, and then it looks like he's live streaming that person, and then Mr. Thompson is antagonizing him. Mr. Ray indicates that he's being antagonized by Mr. Thompson several times. He actually becomes really quite amped, and it's fun. It's an interesting parallel between Mr. Ray and Mr. Schultz, me, that in August of 2021, Mr. Thompson is interested in the homelessness of Mr. Ray and Mr. Schultz. That homelessness is something that he's honed in on. He has a playlist for Mr. Ray called Homeless Saga. There's also a quite disturbing. If you're the target of it, you would be disturbed, I believe. There's just a video that it's called, I think it's called Omnipresents Homeless. And this is right at the time where I was experiencing housing issues. and it's put on this channel. And there's just images, like grotesque images, I guess, that they're modified images of myself that I mean, if the question, I think the most important question to ask is, did Mr. Thompson believe that Mr. Schultz was mentally ill? And if he did he at any point think that his actions were exacerbating any potential mental illness? And I would also want to know to what extent, what lengths he went to. What did he do? Who did he email? Who did he coordinate with in order to make my experience at where I live worse? I believe that Mr. Thompson's intention is to smother, my me and to run me off the internet, so to speak. And I refuse. I refuse to be run off the internet. I believe that's within my rights to object to somebody trying to run me off the internet, because that's about as close to that's basically is harassment. And Mr. Thompson doesn't clearly. I begged him at this point in most of these videos. I had begged him to take the channel down, so it definitely indicated that it was distressing to me, and it was actually being emailed to people and being used in a way to defame me. I mean, like, okay, so there's a video where it says Todd tweets that he's owed money for Bobby's World, bashes Kim Kardashian, and defends Kanye and more. Now let's see, what were the tweets that I did? And he plays a track that says, "Why are you lying?" He says that I'm lying. He says that I'm lying. He's insinuating that I'm lying. Okay, so let's. My father produced the show Bobby's World, and I believe the story goes, he's told me, and I don't quite remember him filming me for. I remember I had the tricycle, and he filmed me so they could get an idea of what a kid looked like on a tricycle. Now I don't know if let's see, royalty. I mean, obviously, I know right now that there's no royalties that would be owed to me. It doesn't work that way. Let's say Kanye West is actually a genius, and inviting Marilyn Manson was the best thing he ever did. As Don Henley once said, it's all about forgiveness. Kim doesn't really give a fuck. Let's be honest. It's all about that clout. And that's just an opinion. That's just an opinion. So he's defaming me by calling me a liar. Because the thing is, I'm not like my neurotype, it makes it very hard for me to lie. It makes it very uncomfortable. I don't like to do it. I usually save it for pragmatic social grace. Otherwise, I usually don't lie. I in fact try to figure out the truth as I go. Caitlyn Jenner is such an obvious choice at this time. What makes her the only choice? I was interested in Caitlyn Jenner for governor at the time. Kim K's ass has more clout than her brain. 470 on her baby bar exam. I literally got the first question right in 3 minutes with no formal education. Kim, law ain't for you. Unfortunately, I stand by that. There's even recent evidence that Kim Kardashian is really not being very successful at law. That she's literally like just not. If she wants, I could help her. I'm not a lawyer, but I could at least, I don't know, I could tell her what I've seen and what I've read and etc. Maybe it's I don't know, but I don't think that if you fail the baby bar 3 times, I believe law is probably reserved best for people that read books, uh, people that are logical thinkers. You have to be able to kind of think logically and mathematically as well as literarily, sort of like empathetically. Kim K keeps clout. Give it back. Release the Kraken of clout, Kim. I mean, I don't know. I was having fun. You cannot let people who do not give a shit control the narrative. I believe that. Frauds, I wrote. There's a separate tweet. Who decides that Kanye gets all this free publicity anyway? Um, how does it do? Okay, I expressed a legal theory here that I'm willing to back up if pressed on, but it's not relevant to the case. But I mean, he's going over all of these tweets with this song, so it's not. This is no longer criticism or commentary. It's not. It's absolutely not. There is no due diligence on Mr. Thompson's part. First of all, most of these are opinions. Secondly, it's defamatory right at the gate. This is designed to make people or make me look like a liar. And it may be successful with I don't know who. I don't know who's seen it. There's a lot else like it. But let's get to the claims of Bobby's World. This hook and master was stolen from me right in front of my eyes. I was never paid $600. I paid for the master. They refused to put my name on the record, meaning like as a feature. It's true. That's happened. That did happen. That did happen. And in fact, if honestly, I'm gonna play for the court, for your honor, the song right now that I'm referring to in those tweets. So there's no there. I would ask that the court consider that Mr. Thompson insinuated enough to the point where it merits defamation, that I lied about this situation with a master and a track being stolen from me. Now, the track is called Pac-Man, and there's a music video for it by Mike Lembo, and you can hear my voice on the. I'll just skip ahead. Okay, I wrote this hook and I sang this hook, and I still legally own this hook, and it was used without any of my signatures. I don't recall signing anything because I don't, and I also recall being told I was going to be given back the $600 I paid for the production. But I wrote and produced this hook on Mike Lembo's Pac-Man. That was what I was referring to in the tweets that are featured in that video. And there's my voice. It's like that man who ghosts. Honestly, this is so outrageous. I wrote this. The best part. Those are my vocals. All right, I think I proved that. The song did not necessarily become a hit, and it was a fraud process that was a difficult Hollywood story, so to speak. But I was not lying. Like, and I really take. Oh, I did have an alias, Todd West. When I was in jail, I'll just say this: I was in jail and I saw the word West on the scratched on the door, and I thought, like when I get out of here, like I'm gonna change. I'm gonna be a different person. And I thought I would call myself Todd West, kind of like Kanye West. And my boyfriend, his name's Brett Easton Ellis, and so I thought it would be kind of cool to have an East and West. Um, but so I did actually use the nickname Todd West. So I strike my earlier comment that I never used an alias because I did. It was a career move that I took back. So okay, very important. I don't actually. Okay, and I got to keep watching the video because I was gonna say I don't see the Bobby's World stuff. Okay, why should I not be livid about the world? Forget the industry. A reporter from Der Spiegel, a friend of mine, Philip Omke from Der Spiegel magazine, I monopolized his time when he came to talk to Brett about Britney Spears. Damn right I did, bitch. I have as much to say. I have so much to say. People tried to 5150 me as well. So like, yeah, I did that. That's true. That's a true statement. The 5150 is a tactic to take away your voice or delegitimize your truth. It can be. That's just an opinion. Honestly, people that have been 5150 should consider filing a lawsuit against the state if they believe it was done abusively. And I agree with that. I would say if you're 5150 abusively, you should definitely consider doing something. That's an opinion. That's just my personal civilian opinion. All right. Also, I was the inspiration for Bobby's World opening sequence, and I never got a dime. Yes, my father produced the show. Yes, he took footage of me on a tricycle. Been stealing my royalties since day one. I don't know if I said I was owed anything, but yeah, no, I mean, I basically said, I mean, there are no royalties to be had from being videotaped on a tricycle. I'm aware of that. It was sort of a cheeky statement about my father, who uh, I would go on to write theme songs with a couple that were aired internationally, and I felt that on at least one of those, I had written the song, and that he really didn't, uh, and I was expressing that. So, uh, but okay, I mean, okay, so I know my worth, I know my truth, and I know that I cannot control the entirety of my being. That's why I forgive myself for my faults and accentuate my value, and my values. I am valuable beyond measure. No matter how many bullshit comments I get, it's all lies anyway. And this is, I believe I was in a motel, and distraught. And I do know my worth, and that's actually really the that's a big part of why a lawsuit is necessary. Is that my worth has been attacked, my values, my truth, the truth, my safety, my personal safety, my emotional safety has been violated beyond what I believe is uh, fixable outside of court. I don't mind. No, I really don't. I can't see. I didn't see any lies. I didn't see any lies in this video that he has a song playing that says I'm a liar. I would ask that the court take that very seriously in terms of defamation. I would ask that the court consider that Mr. Thompson is calling me a liar, and I would ask that the court consider that he's calling me a liar on these tweets in this video that was posted on a year ago, August 27th, 2021, when I was there's a different caption here. It says, he's still currently losing his mind on Twitter about Doheny Plaza. Check it out. Follow me on Twitter at HW Laughingstock. So that's a Twitter account that's meant to go with this. It's meant to broaden and to fortify the vehicle of harassment and the potential for harassment. Again, he says that criminal behavior. He's documenting my criminal behavior by my tweets. Which tweet was criminal? Which tweet was criminal? Can Mr. Thompson continue to insinuate video after video that I'm a criminal without actually having evidence of me being a criminal? And let's see, what's the legal definition of a criminal? I mean, and also, what's the colloquial definition of a criminal? And also, what's the context of Mr. Thompson's calling me a criminal? The context is that he's trying to make it seem like I'm inept, or I'm incapable of what I mean. I don't know exactly what, because honestly I don't really understand his mind. I can only do my best to try to understand what he's talking about at any given time, because he puts so many videos up that one time he actually made a video where he said that I suggested Todd Schultz suggests that Bret Easton Ellis plagiarized him, forgets, backtracks. It's clearly indicated that he believes there's 500 views on this video, 556. There is no basis for Mr. Thompson to believe that. Zero, because I never said ever. And I would ask the court to look into his past conduct and his past bad faith arguments, and to consider that he had absolutely no idea. First of all, so the tweet that he's referencing, that he's suggesting that I'm suggesting that my boyfriend of 12 years, 13 years, has plagiarized me, was this. What if you kept a secret diary and you wrote a ton of stuff in that diary? What if one day you found out that the content in that diary were being used to fuel a famous artist's career and content? Would you feel you owed any of the money that artist made off your content? Now, what I was referring to was artificial intelligence. I was referring to data sets collected from unsuspecting people on the internet, and that we would have to consider if there was copyright infringement in terms of creating and building AI in certain cases, which I believe is a fair point to make. And that case is not a common one that's made. So I would ask that the court note that that Mr. Schultz is a divergent thinker. That I do have ideas of my own, and I would also tell the court I never ever suggested that Bret plagiarized me and then forgot. The reason I forgot, you'll see in the video that I'll play, is because it's not true. It was because I didn't do it, and he's just He just I didn't even know. Yeah. Baron von Elmo is an alias of Mr. Thompson with a picture of Elmo with fire behind. So I just like to the court. The reason why I say I don't care is because the accusation is so out of left field. It is so not true, and it is so it's such defamation. I mean, it's such overt defamation, and it came that I had no like it was absurd. That's what I thought. I thought it was an absurd statement. I mean, he's in tech. And Mr. Thompson uses psychological tactics to try to get the person to sort of look crazy, and then he often cuts the videos in odd ways. And I think the court might ask, well, why am I talking to Mr. Thompson at all? Why didn't I just block him? If he The chances are that if I was talking to Baron von Elmo, there's a good chance that I already had blocked one of the accounts, because that's usually the second one or third one that comes out. But also, Mr. Thompson has many accounts, and at this point, Mr. Thompson was not. Mr. Thompson felt very bold in what he could say about me. I had to change my Twitter handle, which is why I was sort of a little bit confused about which Twitter account I was even using. So I had been Brett's assistant for a long time. That was my username on Twitter, and it changed uh, after after. And this is a good time to actually remind the court that I'm seeking damages for the damage done to my book business, which I began in 2021. And basically, over the course of the events, lost. I lost all my inventory valued at $300,000. We were, I had just started it, or uh, I had just established the shipping. I was still working on it. I was entrepreneuring. I was making a business. It wasn't a little bit. It was a hard business, and I made a lot of mistakes, but I definitely did my best to get books sent to everyone that bought them, and I still I sent a book like 6 months ago. I think was the most recent book I sent, and we but I had like to somebody who had bought it, and I I take responsibility for if customers have complaints, they can definitely address them with me. And I work. I do have ADHD. It is uh, that doesn't mean that they're not entitled to what they bought. But I have proof and I have documentation, and I also had a relationship with Chipmunk that was doing well, and uh, then I believe that Mr. Thompson and and some other people began instigating rumors. I believe Jeff Ragsdale actually was one of the people that instigated that I was fraudulently calling first edition American Psycho first edition. Now, what they were was the first printing style. They were the first edition in the U.S. available, which is the spine is blue and white. And the current spine, I believe, is black and with red font. And also the paper is better. The quality of paper in the original printing is better, more expensive, I believe. And the second one, I believe they cut costs a bit with the paper choice, and that was my opinion. That was my belief. I also I am the business owner, and I'm allowed to value the books however I'd like. Bret Easton Ellis is an epic, legendary, well-known, world-famous novelist. Well, maybe one of the most famous novelists in the world, truly. And he wrote American Psycho, which is one of the most famous movies, but also one of the most famous books ever, among them. And they are worth a lot more. Those first the reason that they are is because they're physical objects. And down the line, if you have one of the first printing spines, it's going to be worth way more than the second printing. It will be, absolutely. The oldest one is going to be the most valuable. It's sort of a principle on memorabilia, depending on the trajectory of the artist, of course. But American Psycho is lodged in American Psycho is. I frankly would ask that the court declare to Mr. Thompson that Mr. Schultz is entitled to value his property in his business in any way he wants. And I do find that I would evaluate the first printing significantly higher than the second. Significantly. Not a small margin, a very important margin. That's the difference between eventually thousands and thousands of dollars. So there's just, there's my affinity for it too. I think it's a better book. I think it's got the essence of its day, which means it was probably printed in the 90s, maybe the early 2000s. It was I don't know when they switched the style exactly. I think it might have been like 2000, the late 2000s, the Audis or before that. But in any case, this is a special edition. In fact, I will grab one right now. All right. So I will show the court. This is the most recent vintage publication of American Psycho. If you are, if you when you sell books, when you deal books, and you're touching them a lot, and there are details that you can pick up on that are subtle, but like there's differences in the quality of paper potentially. I felt that this is the spine of the original edition, and this is the new one. Now this has style notes that are sort of its day, of its time. It looks more. It has a more '90s essence, to be quite honest. And this looks more of its day too. But this is the thing is, I was new to that, so I will admit to the court that there seems to look. There's two vintage editions of this, because in full transparency with the court, I was selling books. I was doing my best in good faith to provide rare and valuable copies of Bret Easton Ellis books and other merchandise that we created. I do notice now something I did not notice back then. It was never brought to they never brought this to my attention anyway. But there's obviously vintage, and it's got this symbol, and there's vintage, and it's got this symbol. So it looks like they're you could make, but the style is similar. So you can argue that they're both the first printing style, but that detail, I would say it is important. I would still say, and also look at the back. The back cover, I think, is actually like, this is also a very 90s. It's got that the modality. Look, it's got the font of the 90s. This is a work of art. I mean, this is a work of art. This book, that's the truth. Is that creating the book is an artistic process, and these are vintage. They're vintage, published by Vintage, but they're vintage books. And Bret Easton Ellis, the author of this very famous novel, is signing them, and you get a bookmark. It was supposed to. It was hard. There were some troubles with orders, but I do have documentation to show that most of my orders were delivered, and it was always in good faith. And Mr. Thompson makes a claim that I believe he insinuated that I lied about there being a supply chain issue. There was a supply chain issue. So I was selling the books in a package. So there's a book, there's a bookmark, and it's supposed to come in a box. It was supposed to. I worked with Shipmonk as hard as I could to make this happen. Now it was it's hard. It's hard. There's a lot of moving parts, and so basically, the American Psycho books would sell out very quickly, and so when people ordered them, the warehouse who was shipping orders didn't have any more American Psychos, and I had to send them more. And the way I was getting them, I don't drive, I don't have my license, I don't drive a car, and I had a friend, John Dalton, who was making deliveries for me, and he was going to deliver in the near future a stock of them, so I could re-up the stock. So the supply chain issue, it could have been the box, it could have been the bookmark, it could have been a lot of things. Now I think that admittedly there was issues with some of the particulars in the business, but I did not commit fraud. I did not intentionally commit fraud. I firmly believe that this spine is worth more than this spine, and also it's my business and it's my assessment, and I believe that I'm entitled to make the prices as I see fit, no matter what they are, no matter what edition they are, or, now if it's fraud, that I think this is probably the no, this is, I think, the one that has the, so look, okay, so look, this has this major motion picture sticker, so that makes me think that this is probably, if you want to consider the change in logo a printing style change. It is a printing style change, but this is still keeping in line with that. So this would still be worth more than this, and if I were doing everything perfectly, this would be worth the most. And look, I mean, there's another back. So I did my best, and let's see, when was this one published? I'm willing to submit all of my faults about the business to the court. Absolutely. I in no way intended to commit fraud ever, and the court will have access to anything that they request, if that is an issue in the first place. I mean, all of these American Psychos are the books. I believe this one is even considered a first edition, a contemporary's original March. So the typeset is sort of what's makes it first edition. It hasn't changed. The printing style, the spine has changed, and this would be probably the earliest one. And then this would be the second earliest one. Particularly, I like this one better. Vintage is a great company. They make good books, and I would pay if someone has an issue with their order, they can come to me, and they did, and I did my best. And at times there were because of the process of refilling supply. It took time, and there were supply chain issues. It was hard because Chipmunk, it was a system, and I don't know if everything got executed properly. But I really don't. I was being really harassed at the point when I was working on this. Like when I was like around. So it was in the Hollywood Reporter. The business, so it was in the Hollywood Reporter, the business. I'll allow the court to think what it wants on my business, on whether Mr. Thompson is to blame directly. I believe he is. I believe Mr. Thompson is to blame directly for a lot of the issues, or at least he exacerbated it and made it more likely for me to lose out. So partial damages, at least. I believe, though, in retrospect, now that I know what happened, and I know that there was a lot of psychological manipulation, I believe that Mr. Thompson actually enacted a plan to drive me crazy. That's the easiest way of putting it. There was an email sent to Brett's agent recently that says that I didn't get her or it didn't. I don't think they specified their gender. They said that they had to remain anonymous for obvious reasons. I don't know what those reasons could be. They said that they didn't get a book that they ordered 8 months ago, except I had to shut down shop basically in August was about the last month that I could do anything with the Bret Easton Ellis, because I could no longer. I was in a rehab facility in a sober living house. I went 2 weeks in a detox, and I didn't have access to any phone. And because of the escalation, because of the doxing, the sort of like manipulation of and the sort of homeless, the him making videos about me getting kicked out of the Doheny Plaza, and talking about my building, and these are threatening videos to make. These are actually extremely threatening, and they're concerning. And at one point, there was a comment on one of them that sounded like it was from somebody that worked at the front desk of my building. I do know that, like I said earlier, Peter Fay thought that the Hollywood Laughingstock was my channel, but I was telling the front desk that I was afraid of this person, and that they were not to like, and I was putting them on alert that there was a crazy person that was it felt like I was being stalked. You know, it really did. It and when you look, you know, and one piece of evidence that I'm going to have to submit to the court are all of the messages that I tried to send to people, ignored it. And it's regretful that we live in a society where people, I understand, I suppose there are crazy people, I guess. I don't believe that. I actually believe that people ought to be listened to. And but let's see, this would be back in it's not fun to look at this, but I was messaging constantly people for help. I was constantly looking for help, and I was being seen as crazy. Basically, I was ignored and taunted more for it, you know. Okay, on June 8th, 2021, I wrote, "Have you noticed a tripling of the internet nuttiness? Forget my own. That goes without saying. I mean the trending topics news story. So forget my own. That goes without saying. That is indicating Mr. Thompson's craziness." Let's see. Scott Baio. You know, like I'm talking. Honestly, I had a lot going on that year, and Mr. Thompson added to the destruction of my life 100%. That there's no doubt that Mr. Thompson led a campaign in order to instill psychological trauma in me. There's no doubt that is what happened. Let's see. Oh, here's a conversation with Mr. Thompson on Twitter. Oh my God, this is crazy. I don't think I knew. Okay, there's a Twitter handle called Omnipresents YT. This internet handle has been changed. At the time, I asked, this person was tweeting something called Free Maddie. So I was, for a couple week period, talking about a topic about Sia and Maddie Ziegler, and I was indicating that there was there may have been an improper relationship. It's been discussed in the media. there's some evidence to suggest that it was, that I was exploring it and I was alleging it and wanting to know because it sounded bad. I wasn't going on Sia's pages and harassing her. I was using my network to my pages to say what I think, to speak my mind. I immediately, when I saw it, I knew it was Mr. Thompson. I said, "Who are you? Where did you get that hashtag from? What are the odds this is Michael Thompson?" That's exactly what I said in this chat, and I knew it was him because he likes to torture. He likes to, and then he said, "Michael who?" So I said, "What are the odds this is Michael Thompson or one of his cronies? Start talking. I'm going to ask to see your ID before I believe anything you say." "Oh God, you are so obvious." That's what I said because I knew it was him. And he goes, "Mr. Thompson, I believe, was controlling. It says, Michael who? Make sure to screen cap this for your lawyers. You are fucked." That's what Mr. Thompson said in April 20th, 2021. So that's exactly when there was a buildup. That's exactly around the time I was engaged in discussions for something called Game Check. Let's see. And Mr. Thompson was committed. He had a campaign. Now, Mr. Thompson, when he has a campaign, it's not nothing. He doesn't do nothing. He goes after you. It's not just him posting videos. It is a active campaign, a psychological warfare. It does not. It is very destructive to certain personalities. In fact, all personalities. I don't know anyone that would do well from this. And then he says, tell them to shoot me an email, MikeyThompson444@gmail.com. If I can't have Mr. Thompson served, I will ask the court to allow me to use that email address to serve him. And by the way, your paranoia amuses me. Maybe if you weren't always breaking the law, you wouldn't be so worried about what you're saying to who. What law was I breaking, Mr. Thompson? What law? You were using an alias, and you were using an alias to induce paranoia in me. I'm in this conversation. What law was I breaking? Hey, stupid! You have been broadcasting live for the last 6 hours of private conversations you've had with Brett and people on the phone. I said, it's okay. Enjoy it. Because I don't do anything wrong or illegal. I don't do illegal shit, at least not intentionally. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Therefore, I actually wanted to keep those on to protect me because I was beginning to get scared. Yes, by May 30th, I wanted those live streams on so that if anyone came into my apartment and hurt me, then it would be documented. That is what I was thinking. Because there was so much harassment coming my way. I was scared. So Mr. Thompson, I think he's made the claim that I'm doing this against Brett's will. Me and Brett, I mean, ask him. I definitely have permission to live stream whenever I'd like. I've lived here for 13 years. I'm given that much due. And it's also not Mr. Thompson's business, really. It's not, especially being that he's trying to hurt me. And so that's May 30th. That from April to May. Let's see. Oh God. Honestly, let's see if there are any more of those. Matt, stay on your hustle. Okay. I believe Mr. Thompson has mocked me and called me a liar for the Game Check company. And I'm gonna end my notes now. This is exhausting, and this is gonna take a while. And I But I will be expedient for the court, and for the sake of everybody, to get this over with. And I will ask the court to look into the ongoing conduct of Omni Eris and my AKA Michael Thompson. He's a scary individual. Let's see, Walter. I'm gonna look at my Walter Kern. Okay. Walter actually, you know what? He did try to help me. He said, "Don't stick up for yourself and concentrate on your work." That's true. That's true. I should have been concentrating, but my work was music at the time. That's what I was focusing on. I wasn't. I was trying. I didn't have a career. I was trying anything. I didn't have an established career, and maybe I don't know, but I said a lot of people in Hollywood have been slandering me since I met Brett, and it's true. That's true, absolutely true. But I think I sent Walter. Oh my god! Oh my god! What did I do? July 29th, I sent Mr. Kern a message that said the N-word over and over and over. Okay, I said to Mr. Kern, I feel like if the people that are defaming me don't get exposed, I have no work. So what I was saying is that I felt like I can't move forward in my career until Mr. Thompson, and if there's anybody else conspiring to harm me, are exposed. Because then I look crazy, right? If I'm saying that and it's not true, then I'm delusional, essentially. I was telling people that at the time, and I'll provide this to the court, that I was being stalked by a satanic cult and believed it because Mr. Thompson uses satanic imagery. I hope Mr. Thompson has been served. I have ordered him served today. I sent the papers. I ordered a rush delivery, and I hope that it happened. And I will continue to just be transparent, and make my case. My oh my! Let's just really put some music on. All right, and now the rest of this stream is gonna be party or like fun. Walter Kern, actually, I'm very happy because he's such a sweet person. I'm very happy that I read that and saw that he gave me actually sage advice. And I'm, God, I really ignored on it, but I wasn't being not by nobody stopped to help me with Mr. Thompson. Nobody, like, not at YouTube either. I think we need a pop song. And let's release that for like a little while. It's just a little while. I'm supposed to be like compiling all my evidence. There's a lot, and it's very not fun to look at. Okay. Just a day, just an ordinary day, just trying to get by. Just a boy, just an ordinary boy. He was looking into the sky, and he asked if I would come along. It's hard to realize that every day he finds just what he's looking for. Like a shooting star, he shines. He says, "Take my hand, yeah, wow, you can. Don't you see your dreams like right in the palm of your hand now? loosen up. Please let there be some people like and like live chat is gonna be good. I'm gonna get the best live chat ever. I'm gonna get the best live chat. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna overcome this. I'm gonna actually overcome it. I'm gonna go through it. Uh, yeah, I just okay, let's sing this one. Mirrors by Boyce Avenue. Something you remind wish I never noticed inside of my heart. Ever be alone and the day that I'm always feeling there on the other side. So if your hand in my hand, then if I can burn it so I can say it. There's no other things we could go. Just put your hand on the test, you try to pull you through. Gotta be strong. Show you how to fight now. When I say, baby, it was easy to make you right. Oh no, I couldn't get it together. I can remember back me something in original, cause it doesn't seem really assembled and I cannot. Huh. Cause I don't wanna lose you now. I'm looking right at the other of me. The vacancy inside of my heart is a space that now you hold. Show me how to fight for now. And I'll tell you, baby, it was easy. No, my mirror staring back at me. I couldn't get any bigger. That I'm making two reflections. Dun, 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 You got a fast car. Want to get there, we can make a deal. Maybe the guy can get somewhere and then tastes better. Some close to that nothing to me. Something. I'm not so I got nothing to do. Oh, now you got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here and working at the store. I managed to save a little bit of money.
don't have to drive too far. Cross the border and it's you and I can't get out. I see when I'm used to being it. Oh, 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 oh. You see, my own got up now. Here's by the balance of me. Advice too old for working, advice too young to look like this. Knowing off in the gym, she wanted more from life and you give him, so it's gotta take care of him. So I quit school, that's why. Hey, you got fast car, fast enough so we can fly. Hey, gotta make a decision. I leave tonight, I'm in time to sweat. Remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. Didn't I say I before in your arms? I passed my time, my shoulder. I had a feeling that I belong. I, feeling I be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We got a fast car. When we go cruising, entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. And I will get my friends in Chicago. And I know things will get better. I'll find work and you'll get promoted with no better shelter. And buy a big house and live in the suburbs. Remember we had traffic. No house, peace, and like house. Feeling like saying I'm pulling you out that mess. I'm not sure I have a feeling that I belong. I have a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. And you got a fast car, and I got a job that pays on a barely safely at the bar. All your friends, you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. And together, you and me, I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take the fast car and keep on driving, keep on driving, yeah, yeah. Remember we had space like I was going. Sitting like saying I'm calling all the time. I had a feeling that I belong. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fast car, fast enough so you can die over it. Make a decision, live life this way.
If you, I think that my whatever my neurology is like it makes me want to like improvise, like do a lot of like because my mind works fast. I think that it doesn't like stalls. I don't know this actually.
I was thinking about how young years. There was only you and me. We were out young and free. And now nothing can take you away from me. That's so now. You keep coming back more. Maybe you know that I want. When I'm lying there in your arms, I'm finding hard to believe in heaven. Oh, and love is all that I need. And I found it there in your heart. It's hard to see in heaven. Oh, oh, what's it like if I don't see you? Turn your world around. Bring you up when you're feeling down. Ooh, nothing can change what you mean to me. All this thoughts that I could say, oh, I just hold me now. 'Cause I love you that way. Then, baby. Baby, all that I want, lying there in my arms, in the funny parts of heaven. Oh, this heaven is all that I need when I'm down to bed. Your arms, that hard to see. We're in heaven. Oh, in heaven. So long for something to rise, for love to come along. And now dreams are coming true. Through the good times and the bad, you'll be standing there by me. Baby, you're all that I want. When I'm lying there in your arms, but isn't it hard to believe? Baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying there in my arms, and I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. Oh, and love is all that I need. Found it there in your heart, and isn't it hard to see? We're in heaven, we're in heaven. Oh, oh, yes, you know it all. We're in heaven. Could stay awake just to hear you breathing. Watch you smile while you're sleeping, while you're far away and dreaming. I could spend the night in this sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is the moment I take. Don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. Even when I dream of you, since you would never do, I still miss you, baby. Don't wanna miss a thing. Getting close to you, feeling your heart beating, and I'm wondering what you're dreaming. And if it's me seeing, kiss your eyes and think we're together. And I just wanna stay with you in this moment forever and ever. Oh, so I close my eyes. I don't want to think 'cause I miss you, baby. Don't wanna miss a thing. I don't wanna miss one smile. I don't wanna miss one kiss. I just wanna with you, real with you, just like this. Just wanna hold you close, feel your heart so close to my heart. And just stay here in this moment for all the rest of time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, babe. And I don't wanna miss a thing. And I know when I dream of you, the sweetest dream I never do. I still miss you, baby. And I don't wanna miss a thing. Close my eyes, don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss a thing.
I mean, if anyone's ever in the chat that's like, wants to uh, ever have like a positive conversation, I would love to. Really, I'm here to serve. I'd like to play music for people. But you are sorry, you don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, I need you, tell you I said you are. I need sleepless, it's me questions. So let's go back to the start. I'm gonna go in sales. It's on the sides apart. Nobody said it would be it's such a shame for some. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. So I'm feeling back to the start. Works to stand, numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science to progress, down as my heart. But tell me you love me, come back on me. Oh, and I rise to the start. I'm running circles. Chasing the angels, we're coming back as we are. Nobody said it would be easy. Oh, it's such a day for to part. Nobody said it was easy.
no one said it would be so hard going back to. This is one of my favorite songs. You go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how I break, I will be right here waiting for you. I look around me, have to say, I will do the same. Voice on the side, the pain, back to the next Somehow I hear the answer, place to say, but I can't get it. What can I say everywhere? Oh. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you're right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, no matter how my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. I wonder how we can survive if our hands are but in the end, I met you. Not saying this whatever you do, I keep waiting for you. Oh, how my heart breaks. I'm just saying, baby, let me go. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, or how my heart breaks, we'll be right here waiting for you. How my heart breaks, right here. I will right here waiting for you. I love this song. Here without you, baby. Only mine. Think about you, baby. I'm dreaming about you all the time. Need without you, baby. Still with me, and I know it's say hello. Yeah. Heard this life is overrated, but I hope it gets better as we go. What? Oh yeah, yeah. Even without you be there, but just alone and lonely night. Think about you, baby, and about you. Won't take away, no. That's one for your home. When I, yeah. Yeah, it's just on my mind. Think about you, baby, and I tell you all the time. Feel it about you, baby, with me in my dreams. Something like you, it's only you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. There was a secret door to the inflated please the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? Where they go and is the fun the mind falls and the miss the baffled king comes falling. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Strong, but you need proof. You saw her breathing on the roof in the moonlight overthrew you. Then good you do a good try, and she broke your throne magic you had. When she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah. Way before I knew you, see me flag on the marble arch, but this very much no, it's a hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. What's done on below? Yeah, show it to you. you know it's love. She's moving to every breath we drew. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Everyone does a different version of that song. Everyone uses different versions. They didn't use my best. I am thee, I be. It's that I thought that I had a choice. That you pushed me to my breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me so, but I got up. Hey, don't let my process. My voice can't hear my sound. It's like we're gonna shake the ground. I got, but I got up. Could've had enough. See it now, see it now. Got the eye of the tiger, to the fight. I never champion, and you're gonna hear me. Forever, and you're gonna hear me. Oh, 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 oh. Like a butterfly, singing like a bee, I earn my stripes. Zero to my own hero, down but I got up on the dust. See the voice singing now, thunder gonna break the ground. Down I got up, 'cause I had his love, now I see it here. At the height of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire, and a train. You're gonna hear me. Oh, la, 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 and you're gonna hear me. Oh, 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 gonna hear me. Oh, 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 oh. Roll, 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 roll. Walking high of the tiger, tiger, dancing through the fire, and you're gonna feel the heart, and you're gonna feel it says, I got it on the door. You're such a long time. Time goes by slowly, and time can do so much. Still. Keep it a soul to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms, the sea, and the other side. Wait for me, wait for you. Coming home, waiting on me. Oh, I like this song. Mm-hmm. There's a crying, I'm watching, watching teardrops in my hands. Science has everything that I never had a chance. You have to make me feel like there's nothing left to. You can take everything I have. You can break everything I am, like I'm made of glass, like I'm made of paper. Try to take me down. All will come rising from the ground like a skyscraper. Scraper, with the wicked on you from me. Get better. And then when I feel you can take everything I have, and you can break everything I am, like I'm made of glass, like I'm made of paper. Go on and try to push me down. I will come rising from the ground like a skyscraper. Oh, skyscraper. Ah, ah. Go run, run, I'm just there right here. Want to disappear. Yeah, yeah. Run, run, run. It's a long way down. But I'm closer to the clouds up here. And you can take everything I have. Everything I am last. Like a bit of paper. Oh, I will the sky, like the sky, like the skyscraper, run like a skyscraper. Donde estoy pensando, pensando en ti, y me lleno de seguridad, pero no estás aquí. Fuiste tonta por pensar que tus ojitos me quieren mirar. Todo lo que siento, siento por ti. Y me llenas de esperanza por tenerte en mí. Son sueños locos, jurados, porque nunca me vas a querer como te quiero yo a ti. Quizás me muera llorando, soñando, esperando un amor que nunca vendrá. Quizás me muera sufriendo, ofreciendo las cosas más bonitas de mi amor. Todo lo que siento, siento por ti. Y me lleno de esperanza por tenerte aquí. Porque tú te me das a querer, quiero yo así. Quizás me mueras soñando, soñando, esperando un amor que nunca vendrá. Quizás me muera sufriendo, ofreciendo las cosas más bonitas de mi amor. Todo lo que siento, siento por ti y me llena de esperanza por tenerte aquí. Son años locos, porque nunca me das a querer, quiero yo a ti. Sueños locos, pura ilusión, nunca me vas a querer como te quiero yo a ti. I think I have to like sing every day, otherwise I need to like you know be a pop star. And I just want to hear you. I don't want to have anything. I don't want anyone to hold. I don't want to love little business. I don't want your business. I want to take oh, but yeah. And I know that you something special. You, I feel. Oh, spectrum, I want to be what you always been. And I hope you see the heart in me. I don't want to be anyplace. I don't want anyone. I don't want nothing place. I want to be yours because I want to taste your when I want to hold. Good days. You and your beautiful soul. Yeah, you might be trying to make it over, but I'll just find good over. You might I didn't find you back on this track. I don't wanna go baby face. I don't wanna hold one night with I want to be your beautiful soul. What I wanna taste, you're the one I wanna hold. Good face, I want to be your beautiful soul. Wanna you to Let's fly. Pretty face. And you wanna go that someplace. You and your is also I wanna say. I wanna hold and go to this. You and your soul, I wanna get it. I don't want to say my soul. You're the darkness, I want you in your beautiful soul. Yeah. Be fit. I don't want to stay when I hold.
Yeah.
Oh, my baby, you're not alone. All day. It's been amazing, amazing. You made me want to take you out and everything. Ooh, I gotta man, gotta say yeah, to tell him that I'm leaving, never coming back again. But it's just better if you can. More making you cry, more green skies, flying on the side, and I'm leaving, never coming back again. Slowly and tell you found a new man, so fly, you high, all night, all night. Oh, singing oh, she got me singing oh, she got me singing oh. If I talk it down, walk it out, walk it out, put my money out. Then, why don't you tell me that I'm leaving, let's come back again. Now somebody does better than we can. Making you cry, over gray sky, and I'll let you find you power in the meeting, never looking back again. Be sure you can tell you found in the minute, the wood is so high, so high, all night, high night. Taking all night. Feel I'm saying, yes, don't stress, don't stress. No stress, no stress. Baby, you need to tell them. Then never again. You find somebody else, no stress. Baby, you need to tell them. Then never again. You find somebody else better than he can. Let you cry. More grace, got I'm flying on the deep when I'm living. And I look back again. To tell you, tell you found a new man. The one who's so fine. High and on high, high. Oh, 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 just singing on. There were nights when the wind was so cold, and my body froze in my bed if I just listened. Right outside in the window, there were the days when the sun was so cold, that all my tears turned to dust, and I just threw my eyes, trying up for it. Yeah. Nothing is trying, and you understand that today. And I can't remember when or how. Oh, and I've been step memory that I have ever made. And if it's me like this, when you hold me like that, you have to admit that it's all coming back to me. I touch you like this, when you hold me like that. You want to forget, but it's all coming back to me. Coming back, it's all coming back to me. Your moments are gone, never lasting them back. There were things we'd never do again, but then we'd always survive. And there were days you spent in this pleasure. It was more than any loss now. Baby, so I feel like this. And if you feel like that, it was so good, but it's all coming back to me like this. And if you need me like that, it go. All coming back to me, but it's all coming back to me. But it's all coming back to me now. And it's all coming back. There were those empty threats and hollow lies. And you tried to hurt me, I just hurt you even worse and so much deeper. Those hours that just went on for days. We're alone and last account of all them that were lost in this forever. Laughing and crying with a slamming of the door. And I can't remember from talking so high. I've been any of my time on you since then. Yo, yeah, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, yeah. I tip them. Or do I? Can I add this? Do I add some cash? All right, cool. All right, bye. There was days that just went on.
What did you? Oh, I wonder what was done to the picture. Like, yeah. He's a little skinny. What the fuck? He really just said that? Wait, did you guys hear that? Oh my god. First of all, his tone of voice. Oh, Soren Alexander. Yeah, I knew you were my buddy, dude. Thanks for tricking me, I guess. Who? Who did? Was it you? Yeah, there are. There really are. Where's the video that you took down? Michael, it's so sad. It's so obvious that you want to like be like me, like I mean, I don't mean you want to be like expressive and you want to be an artist and you want to be taken seriously. By the way, I'm not taken seriously a lot because of you, but also like but I still am an artist and I still like kind of express myself how I choose, and I'm not ashamed of myself. And you took the wrong route. You took the wrong route, buddy. No, they know. Okay, how how does that make you know anything about me? Like that video really that sums me up? You think that that's it? What does Todd give exactly? Honestly, you should never require somebody to sort of list their good deeds. It's unseemly, I think.
Wait. Wait. When did you make this? 10 days ago? Uh, how are you even saying supposedly? How are you even insinuating that? And huh? He's the current boyfriend, and he has been, and I don't think there's been any alteration to that, and I'm pretty sure you know that. So what are you saying? And then who are all these people? What is it exactly that you hate so much? And I honestly think this is people like that get sued all the time, dude. Wait. What are you talking about? What did you? I don't understand. How do you have that? Where did you learn that phrase? Research chemicals? How did you get that? Someone sent you my book, didn't they? Yeah, they did, and you probably were jealous when you read it too. Um, what is the point of this? What did I do? And you defame me, I guess, with the boyfriend. It's like you know for a fact that I am.